Hello and welcome to Lesson 2, page 23 in the Mayron Cole textbook. This is the song titled Green Toad Boogie in the Level 1 book. And you'll notice that Green Toad Boogie is very similar to our previous song, School Bells, and it's using the notes C, D, and E, and also those basic rhythms of a quarter note or a walk note, and also our half note. So let's start by reviewing our notes C, D, and E. And just like in our other songs, in the top right corner of the book, the notes are labeled for us for your reference, but if we take a look over at our pianos, remember we're under a group of 2 black keys using middle C, and we have D and E. Remember those notes are located under our group of 2 black keys. And we're going to cover C, D, and E using 3 fingers, like making the number 3, or maybe you want to use 1 finger in one hand on C and 2 fingers in another hand on D and E, and you can switch that up, of course. Or maybe you're using a 5-finger pattern and covering C, D, and E with your thumb, index, and middle finger. It is up to you. You can also still use 1 finger, but I recommend you use more than 1 finger to cover the notes C, D, and E in your songs because then you can keep your eyes up on the music while you're reading. And let's do a quick practice of the notes C, D, and E. And I'm going to say either C or E, or we're going to play them together before we play our song. All right. Play a C. Now play a D. Now an E. Let's go back to C. Now D. Now C. How about E? And D. And C. Very good. Now that we're warmed up on C, D, and E, let's take a look at the first line of Green Toad Boogie. So, line number 1, we have seen this rhythm group before in our previous songs. 4 walk notes, walk, 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 and then walk, walk, hold for 2. Remember, these are our quarter notes, our walk notes. These are our half notes that we hold for 2. They look similar, but remember the half notes are not filled in. So, with the walk notes and half notes in our first line, we first play C, E, C, E, then D, D, and then that E we hold for 2, E for 2. Let's try the first line together nice and slow. Hands ready on C, D, and E. First line. 1, 2, here we go. Play C, E, C, E, D, D, E for 2, and off. Very good. So moving on to line 2, actually looks exactly the same as line 1, except for the second half we have 2 half notes, and we hold the note D. But the first part of our line is the same, C, E, C, E. So let's give line 2 a try together nice and slow. Hands ready on C, D, and E. 1, 2, line 2, play. Play C, E, C, E, down. D for 2, D for 2, and off. Great work. And moving along to line 3, it is the same as line number 1. C, E, C, E, D, D, E for 2. So now that we already know it, let's practice it again together, playing line 3. Hands ready. 1, 2, line 3, play. Play C, E, C, E, D, D, E for 2, and off. And now we are on the last line of Green Toad Boogie. That same rhythm pattern that we've been reviewing of 4 walk notes, then 2 walk notes, and a half note. But the notes have changed up once again on the bottom. E, C, D, D. And then the second half of our line is E, C, C. For 2 and off. Having a finger on each note on the piano, C, D, and E, it's going to be very helpful in Green Toad Boogie because there's a lot of moments where we're jumping from E down to C, and if we're just using one finger, it can be kind of hard to make that jump and also keep our eyes on the music. So the hand position could be very helpful if you're having any trouble with that. But let's try the fourth line together, and then we'll do the whole song slowly. 1, 2, last line, play. Play. E, C, D, D, E, C, C, for 2 and off. Now we are ready to try to play the whole song Green Toad Boogie at a nice slow speed. So let's get our hands ready on C, D, and E and start from the top. 1, 2, whole song, play. Play. C, E, C, E, D, D, E, for 2, second line. C, E, C, E, and D for 2. D for 2, third line. C, E, C, E, D, D, E, last line. E, C, D, D, E, C, C, for 2 and off. Great work. And now let's play the song one more time at a slightly faster speed. Hands ready on C, D, and E. 1, 2, here we go. Play C, E, C, E, D, D, E for 2. C, E, C, E, D for 2. D for 2. C, E, C, E, D, D, E, last line. E, C, D, D, E, C, C for 2 and off. Congratulations on finishing the song Green Toad Boogie, and I will see you on the next song.